The way I would start, I mean, I have seen some frameworks which are pretty good in collecting the feedback, and I'll talk a little bit about some of the frameworks that I've seen. And I think, and once you get this information, what are you going to do about it? And what is the framework which you can do? And this is not a one-time process. This is a continuous learning process. I think that is another thing to keep in mind. Now, in the past, I mean, there have been several 360 feedback evaluation systems that I've been able to use for me, for my team, etc. And the key theme is like, who are the people at a 360 level who is willing to give you some sort of a rating or
Mm.
comments around this. Well, it can be your boss, your boss's boss, or your direct team, or direct team can be your peers, your stakeholders, the customers, sometimes the vendors who help you in driving. It's an entire partner ecosystem. Now, I think that is a very good feedback mechanism to collect the 360 view. End of the day, it is more important to see your impact as a servant leader to the various people across the ecosystem or across the value chain, and it is important to do it. Now, so there are many companies who do this, and they do it really well. Now, one of the areas which I think which needs a significant improvement is on the next two. You can collect all the good feedback, but how can you convert it into an action plan which can be measured? Now,
Mhm.
creating an action plan based on the feedback is also relatively, if you have the right coach in your, I mean, who can be there, you'll be able to build a good action plan and you can keep yourself accountable. Let's say you create a good action plan. One thing that I've seen which is missing in the existing process is that what is the follow-up? You can have a 360 feedback, and I think in the next 6 months or in the next 12 months, are you going on these factors and measuring your progress? And that's where in many of the cases things are falling quite a bit. It's not a systematic process on the same feedback. In most of the time, people look for feedback. If things are going really hunky-dory, people are not looking for feedback. People generally look for feedback when things are not looking, if it's in the amber or red, and it should not be the case. When things are
Right.
going well, that's where we need to identify, and it's a continuous process. So the continuous measurement of the 360 feedback and what are the KPIs and what can be done, I think that is a something that we collectively need to solve for, because I think, as all of us know, what we think as good for today might not be good for tomorrow. It is a Our
Mhm.
capability journey is a moving target, so we need to continue to improve and we need to continue to measure.